Then we started talking about that stupid Australian billionaire. Billionaire?
Billionaire.
My teacher said billionaire.
That's wrong.
Oh.
Yikes.
Well, then I guess I say things my teachers say too much.
Start over, because I'm going to cut that out so that you don't sound stupid.
It's my teachers that sound stupid. Welcome back to the I Want to Be Like You podcast, the mother-daughter podcast that will make you laugh, make you cry, and probably make you a little bit uncomfortable. We are your hosts, Christina and Piper.
This episode's definitely going to make some people uncomfortable because I encountered something last night that I can't not talk to you about because it just still is bothering me, and I know I've already said something to you about it, but I really can't stop thinking about it. Let's talk about body parts. I was at one of my favorite bars here in Memphis last night, and I usually go there to kind of chill, actually. The bartender is a friend, and it's a really safe place for me to be alone. It's a lot more relaxing than most places for me to go by myself.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel kind of like...
I always feel safe there whenever, I go there sometimes.
And, we know a lot of the people that work there, so it's just, it's a nice, comforting place to go, and when I need to get out of the house, I go there.
Yeah.
Guys, I was there, and I was studying and everything, and I was studying on the back patio, but then I came inside when I was done studying and had finished my assignments, and I was having a drink and eating something after I was done, and I'd been outside for 3 hours or so. One of the things I also really love is that when I go inside, if it's not too busy, the bartender will give me the remote so that I can control the TV. And I am very friendly, so I ended up having a conversation with one of the guys sitting at the bar, and...
Wait, was it the mwah guy?
No. Oh my God, you guys. There was this couple sitting right next to me, and every time they kissed, the guy would... every time.
Wait, was it like a and then a mwah?
No, it was like this mwah. Like Jay or Milo. Like a toddler.
Ew. And
that is only cute when it's a toddler doing it. Guys, don't do that. It was terrible. I hated it. And I'm not gonna lie, other than that, they were cute. They were a cute, little couple that was clearly on a date, or whatever. Yeah. But it was just very disturbing. And then when he laughed, and he...
Was it a corporate,
Wait, did David not tell you?
No.
God,
he went outside.
That is so annoying. I literally texted David and told him to tell you immediately. That's so annoying.
No.
He never listens. I texted David and told him, okay, not only does the guy kiss mwah, he laughed exactly like Eddie from Friends. That crazy roommate that Chandler had for a little bit.
I don't remember how he laughed.
Like this, like that.
That's how I laugh over text whenever I'm like, oh, this needs to stop.
I'm telling you, YouTube Eddie roommate Friends or whatever. And you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It was really fucking annoying. Anyway, I ended up talking to this guy, and he was nice. He was friendly. Not in a weird way. He was just, chatting with me. And I ended up putting Ocean's 11 on first, so we were watching that. We got on the subject of older movies because that guy actually didn't know that the Ocean's movie was a remake of the original with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and everything. Uh-huh. So I was talking to him about that. He mentioned the fact that I knew a lot about old movies, and then I said that, we got into the discussion about how I just love old Hollywood, stuff like that, and then we were talking about the decade, which of course led to TV shows that I watch that are set in older times and stuff like that. And so I got on the topic of Mrs. Maisel.
Of course.
And for anyone out there that has not watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, just do yourself a favor and watch it. Of course it's going to be one of my favorite shows because it was created by the same creators of Gilmore Girls. And Amy Palladino is absolutely brilliant. She's spectacular. It has the same kind of fast-paced dialogue and wit, and it's just very smart. But it's actually based on the life of Joan Rivers, which I didn't know until the other night. But it's got, you know, references and characters like Lenny Bruce and, like, you know, old comedians like that. It's just a really good show. Anyway, it stars Rachel Brosnahan, and she is stunning. I'm obsessed with her. So, I'm talking about Mrs. Maisel and telling the guy about it. I can confirm that even if you don't like Gilmore Girls, you will like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's almost impossible not to like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I know several men that typically do not like shows like this that love this show, my husband included. But I was making a joke because I said, if nothing else, at least give it a chance, because at the end of the first episode, you see her tits, and they're great tits. Yes, I said that like in a joking way, but it's true. They are. And I'm sorry, but can we just talk about the fact that I don't care if someone thinks it's inappropriate. I really don't. Normally, I apologize beforehand, and I'm like, look, I'm sorry if it offends you or whatever, but I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry if it offends you. From a very young age, I have taught you about anatomically correct words for your body.
Yeah.
Parents, please teach your children anatomically correct words for their body. Please stop teaching your children they need to be scared to reference parts of their body. I don't think you understand what you're doing when you're making them feel ashamed of it. And I'm going to get back on that topic first. First, I'm going to finish this story, and then I'm going to get back on that topic because it's been bothering me since last night. I don't know what I was planning on talking about on this podcast with you before. Like, I had no idea what we were going to talk about before, if I'm honest, because ever since last night, this is all I've been thinking about.
I was going to talk about school, but...
No, I want to hear about school, too. I definitely want to hear about school, especially if it has anything to do with some of the things that have been being said.
With my new teacher?
That and the Titanic thing, we're going to cover that. I'm sitting there, and this bar typically closes at midnight, but they're really chill there, so it's kind of like if people are still there, they don't kick you out. Like, they just kind of like, you can hang out till whenever. So I'm sitting there. It's 11:50. It's almost to the end of the episode. But the guy's like, oh, it's getting late, I gotta go. Anyway, these two people come in. A younger girl. She looks like she's about 24, 25. I mean, she's not like young, but she's obviously younger than me. You know, and I'm 33.
Yeah.
She looks like, I mean, she could just be like me. You know, I look a lot younger than I am. I still have people that are like, you have a 13-year-old, you're just a baby. I'm like, I'm really not. Anyway, but she looked like she was about 24, 25. And she came in with who I'm going to assume is her boyfriend, based on the fact that they were holding hands, kissing. I didn't see a ring on their finger, so I'm assuming just dating.
I was about to say, I hope not like siblings.
No, I'm assuming just dating.
Okay.
But he looked like he was about the same age. Okay, he clearly wasn't older than her. They were, you know, around the same age. But clearly could drink, because they came into a bar and, you know.
Yeah.
The bartender ID'd them and everything. So they're sitting there, and the guy that I had, like, made friends with at the bar was like, oh, it's getting late, I gotta go. I was like, okay. I was like, well, if you give it a chance, just, you know, watch it. But then I looked up at the TV, and Midge is standing on stage in her coat and her nightgown.
Yeah.
So I know, obviously, I've watched this series several times. I'm like, oh, wait, no, this is the scene. This is the end of the episode. I was like, so it's coming up. Okay. In 30 seconds, you're going to see the glorious boobs I have been referencing. And he laughed, and he was like, all right, well, I can wait 30 seconds to see the glorious boobs. I was like, yes, awesome. And the girl sitting there next to me, she kind of scoffed and goes, are you serious? And I thought it was like and maybe this is just because I had just finished like a glass of champagne, so I was like kind of giggly, but I thought she was like, I don't know. I guess at the time I thought she was participating in the banter.
Yeah.
And when she said, are you serious? I went, oh, yes. I was like, they are the best boobs on the planet. Literally, if I ever had plastic surgery, I don't need my boobs to be bigger or smaller. They're a good size. Yeah. I would just take a picture of Rachel Brosnahan's boobs into the plastic surgeon's office, and I would say, just make them look like this. I don't need them to look like balloons. I don't need them to look like flotation devices. I just want them to look like this. And I said, the only part of this series that I am calling bullshit on is the fact that I'm supposed to believe that Midge Maisel has had 2 kids and her tits still look that good. There's no fucking way. You know, and I was just kind of laughing. I was like, but they're good tits. They're good boobs. And the girl, like, glared. Like, you would have thought I ran over her puppy in front of her and then, like, dangled it or something.
Dangled
and
it?
I'm telling you, Piper, she looked at me like I was the Antichrist. I went, I'm just saying. I was like, they're good boobs. We can all appreciate good boobs.
Yes, like you said, gay, straight.
Yeah, and I looked at her and I went, gay, straight, man, woman, married, single.
Tits are great.
I was like, good boobs are good boobs. I was like trying to lighten the mood because she was clearly not happy with me.
Yeah.
And I went, as Steve Harrington would say, it's boobies. Anyone can appreciate a good pair of boobies. And I'm like trying to get this girl to laugh at this point, okay? And she is like not having it. So much so that when Midge finally, you know, she's holding up the piece because she's like, okay, well, my face doesn't look good. I've been in the rain and I'm
No,
upset.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, I'll show you. Oh, yeah, I should show you now. Okay. Well, she's like, okay, well, ignore this and ignore this. She goes, but this right here, who wouldn't want to come home to this? And she goes, yeah, and they stand up on their own. And she pulls her top down. Okay. And so I look at the guy, I went, see? And he goes, those are really great boobs. I was like, they're good boobs, you know, can't deny them. Rachel Brosnahan, that's it. That's the dream right there. Them boobies. And, the girl goes, oh my God, covers her boyfriend's eyes and pushes his head to the side and goes, look away.
If she has to worry about covering her boyfriend's eyes, if it's just a scene on TV.
It was so cringe. What was that?
I don't. The dog, I guess.
Was that Linus?
His like Kindle door fell down this morning.
Was that Linus?
I think so.
Is he okay?
I don't know. Let's hope.
Let's hope. You sounded like you were from Canada. Let's hope. Well, it was so cringe. And I was like, oh my God. Anyway, so like I finished, you know, the guy likes that. He was like, okay, what's this on? I was like, Prime. He was like, okay, cool. He was like, I'll check it out. And the guy that I, you know, met and was talking to at the bar had a girlfriend. And he was like, I'm telling my girlfriend about it. You know, like, we'll watch it. I was like, it's good. You won't regret it.
See, even he can control himself. If that girl's boyfriend can't control himself.
Well, it was just very strange because, like, I didn't take your boyfriend to a strip club.
Yeah.
And I didn't put porn on the TV.
Yeah.
It was just a TV show.
And it's like
And also,
her boobs are on the screen.
You came in 10 minutes before this bar was supposed to close.
Yeah.
So, out of everyone in this bar, I am not the rude one.
Yeah.
You are. Just if we're going to go there. Second of all, I was just making a joke.
Yeah.
But also, like, calm down. Don't take yourself so seriously. What TV shows are you missing out on?
I know.
She must have never watched Game of Thrones. Because seriously, titties flying everywhere. People getting beheaded. I've seen a dick or two on that TV show. Like, I mean, that's another reason why it cracks me up that your daddy was like,
no, seriously.
if you're able to watch Riverdale, you can watch Game of Thrones. I was like, absolutely not.
They don't show anything in Riverdale.
I tell you what, they show everything in Game of Thrones. I was like, absolutely not. That is not the same thing. But I was just incredibly... It was weird.
Well, maybe he thought because of the scene with Archie and Betty in the shower.
Still, it did not sit well with me. And it's been a long time since somebody, like, publicly shamed me for something like that. And it was just so weird. And I was not the only one that noticed it either, because I told you when I left, then my friend that I referenced earlier, that's the bartender there, I was talking to him and he was like, is her boyfriend not allowed to see titties or something? And I was like, I don't know. And then I was talking to another friend about it and he was like, she must be super insecure if a actress on TV bothered her. You came into a bar after midnight.
Yeah.
Whatever you get in there, you walked in on. Like, What an odd thing, you know? It's not 2 p.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Because my mind works the way it does. And yours works very similar to the way mine does. It goes off on all these tangents. And like all night I was thinking, okay, we've got a girl here who is, you know, so shocked by boobs on TV, which are body parts that she has herself.
I know. It's like, she's like, oh, these are a thing.
Yeah. Body parts that she has herself.
Every woman has.
Yeah. On TV for a TV show. And by the way, Midge's boobs, and I'm pretty sure this is the only time you see boobs, because the other times in other seasons she works at a burlesque club.
Yeah.
And even then, they all have pasties on.
Yeah.
So you don't actually see their nipples or anything. It's literally just like boob outlines. It's as much as a side boob.
Yeah.
Okay? I love going to burlesque shows. We are absolutely going to burlesque shows when you're 18.
Okay.
But, or 16, depending on where I can find one. I don't know how that age thing works. But, Midge has her boobs exposed for a total of maybe 10 seconds.
Huh.
Maybe. If even that. Because she pulls, the whole point of that scene is that back then, one, getting up on stage and talking about sex and cussing was illegal.
Seriously?
Yep. She gets arrested in that scene for talking like that, for the language. And then she gets hit with another charge because she exposed herself. And it's even funnier because, and oh, I totally forgot that. I even tried to tell the girl that. I said, the point is that back then it was illegal. I said, do you hear the person that ends up becoming her manager she's following, and she's saying she's a housewife, she doesn't know the rules, like, you know, because Susie's literally trying to get the cops to let her go because Midge has never done this, and she's drunk, and she doesn't know what's happening, and she's clearly distraught, and, you know, her husband just left her, and Susie's literally like, she doesn't understand what she's being arrested for. She doesn't know that this is wrong. She doesn't know this is illegal. You know, and that's the whole point. Like, back then, and that's why Lenny Bruce was such a trailblazer back then. Because he was one of the first comedians to really, like, get up on stage and be like, fuck you, and talk about whatever the fuck he wanted. You know? But, like, comedians like you see now that get on stage and talk about the wildest shit, yeah, that was not... You couldn't do that back then. It was legitimately illegal. Which is crazy to think about.
That is.
But anyway, of course, then my mind got off on tangents, and I was like, you know, and I love my mom. I love her so much, but I swear to God, if she tells me she's got to go TT.
Or tinkle.
One more time. I'm like, you have to go to the bathroom. She's like, well, would you rather me say I have to go piss? I'm like, yes.
I say that
I would rather you say you have to go piss than you have to go TT. You're a grown woman. You know, and I don't want to hear about your hoo-ha. If something's happening, it's happening to your vagina. It used to bother her so much that you, at 2 and 3 years old, would say the word vagina and penis. And I'm like, guess what? All I know is that if someone tries to say something out of pocket to my toddler or tries to do something to her that I will go to jail for handling, she's going to be able to come up to me and say, this person touched me on my boob or my breast or my vagina, and then I am going to cut off their penis. I'm not going to cut off their winky. Okay?
I don't think I've ever heard someone say that.
But you know what I'm saying? And not only that, but I think about that girl who's like, oh my God, look away. And it makes me think about, you know who? Who...
She who must not be named.
Yes. Auntie Voldemort. Who literally can't even allow her husband to look at a girl walking by in shorts. And I'm like, what is this weird culture we've created where we've made not only her, but also her husband for seeing, and by extension, this other woman that they don't even fucking know, and they don't have any business fucking judging, feeling guilty for wearing goddamn shorts.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? What is this lunacy?
Who knows? I've seen moms cover up. I think one time, actually, when I was in, like, elementary school and we went to go see a play, I think someone, like, it was like a costume fitting day, I guess, and we were going to see a play at Playhouse. And I think someone, like, had, like, a corset on. So, like, their cleavage was, like, there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you have boobs, that happens.
I know. And so one of the
Sometimes if you don't have boobs, that happens.
Yeah, and, me.
You have boobs.
They're so small.
They're not that small.
But, no, like, the kid wasn't even looking at the woman, and the mom was like, no.
See, I'm sorry.
And it's in
things like that.
Costume.
Yeah, it's a costume.
And it's a little child, too.
But also, that boy probably didn't even have a second thought about it until his mom did that.
Yeah.
And not only that, but oh my God, nothing irritates me more than these motherfuckers walking around that are like, well, you know, you dressing like that's going to cause him to stumble. You know what's going to cause him to stumble? Him being a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And you not teaching him properly. That's what's going to cause him to fucking stumble. Let me just tell you, one of my boys up there, Jay or Milo, comes up to me when he's a teenager and tells me that he assaulted a young girl because she was dressed a certain way. The walloping that will happen to that boy, okay, will be heard round the world. I don't think so. You are in charge of what you do and your behavior and your thoughts. There endeth the lesson, okay? I am so fucking sick of that shit. Like, no, absolutely not. And that's what Auntie Voldemort is teaching. Is that her husband being able to not fucking control himself is that woman's fault.
It's his.
I don't know her. And you don't know her either. The fuck's wrong with you? Teach your children the right names for body parts and teach them not to be ashamed of their bodies.
Yeah.
Because not only are you teaching them to be ashamed of their bodies, but you're teaching them to be ashamed of bringing them up to you.
Yeah.
Their parent. The one person they're supposed to be able to talk to about their bodies. Or if they're uncomfortable, or if someone has said or done something to make them feel unsafe.
Yeah.
But you've taught them that, oh, we don't talk about that. Or, oh, that's inappropriate to talk about. Or, don't say that word. It's so fucking stupid and dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking do that. Don't do that. Whether you think you're doing it or not, the moment you make your child feel awkward for saying a word like vagina, penis, or tit...
I say tit all the time.
You love that word. But the moment you make them feel weird for saying anatomically correct words is when you're teaching them that not only should they feel weird for saying it, but you feel weird for hearing it. So they also can't say it to you.
Yeah.
This is why kids, and then adults in turn, don't speak up when something happens. This is one of the reasons. I fully believe that.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is why we have young women doing things like, oh my God, look away from what? You know that he knows boobs exist, right?
Yeah.
You know that he's seen them before, right? You know he's looked at them when you're not around, right? You know that's happened, right? Right? Okay? And I'm sorry, but if you're worried that he's going to stray because he saw Rachel Brosnahan's tit for 5 seconds, I think your relationship has bigger problems. Maybe address that first.
Yeah.
Rant over. I appreciate everyone listening to that. It made me so mad.
Okay, who wants to hear about this stupid kid from school?
I do.
Okay, so I have this new ELA teacher. She's weird.
This isn't the stupid kid.
No, it's not. But I have this new ELA teacher. She's really weird. We were, like, it was our first day with her.
I feel like she's not weird. She sounds really chill. What? Isn't this the one that told you guys, like, take a deep breath and stuff?
Yeah,
she sounds like a really chill hippie.
Yeah, she was like, just take a deep breath, enjoy your day, maybe talk to your friend and ask them what their biggest insecurity is.
I don't like that question, but I feel like her heart was in the right place. But when you describe her to me, I literally immediately see, like, Like your Aunt Devin? If she was an English teacher?
That's silly. But no, so I swear every single grade I'm in, we end up talking about the Titanic or relearning about it. And
That's my Roman Empire.
the Titanic, same. Jack could have fit on that door.
No, I mean the real Titanic.
No,
the
I
movie.
know, but Jack could have fit on the door.
Alright.
Or even like just dangled his legs in the ocean. You know.
Well, it doesn't matter because the Titanic wasn't real.
No. Okay, this kid, we were talking about it, and the teacher was like, okay, so before we start learning about it again, just tell me the basic thing that you know. And we were all like, it hit an iceberg and sunk. And she was like, great. She was, well,
No, I know. It's just funny.
and so she was like, great, good job. And then there was this random kid that just popped up in the classroom chat and was like, the Titanic wasn't real. It was all fake. And no, I'm not being silly. I'm being serious. They were like, it was a setup. They planned that iceberg. They started, like, guilt tripping. Or, like, not, like, guilt tripping, but, like, blaming the iceberg.
They were gaslighting the iceberg?
Yes. Like, as if the iceberg is still there.
Guilt tripping.
Like, as if the iceberg
They were like,
is...
how dare you? You floating sheet of frozen water. You're disgusting.
But no, they were like, y'all are all so stupid for thinking that it actually happened. Like, they definitely planned that. They just wanted a big story for the year and a big tragedy to
I
happen.
wish I could control an iceberg.
I know. And
That's a different level of superpower.
and this kid was like, you know, I bet you that the iceberg is still there and that it's going to happen again. And I was like, have you ever heard about global warming?
Uh-oh. Don't get him started on that.
They're the kind of person that's like, there's so much ice in the world, it's fine. And then this one kid was like, did you know that Antarctica was discovered after one of the planets was discovered? And they were like, some planets aren't real either. They were like, Neptune is just a thought in everyone's head. And it made me giggle.
This kid goes tinkle. I just know it.
They were pretty much just like, no, the Titanic wasn't real, it was a setup. So we then started like reading about it and like reading all the things that happened. Then we started talking about the Australian billionaire who is planning on rebuilding the Titanic, and it's aiming to set sail when I'm 2027.
I do not know why people keep playing with fire with this thing.
So we were talking about that, and then we learned that there was this like rock or something found in the Titanic that was like, obviously like the Titanic sunk in 1912, right? Yeah.
1912.
Okay, so I was right. So anyway, apparently there was this like rock found like sometime in like from like 2010 forward, I think, of this rock from Greenland. It was found there that just traveled its way to where the Titanic sank and just sat there for a little bit, apparently. And so it got people thinking, like, how did this rock get there? Then we started talking about that rock. But then that kid was like...
Wait, like inside the Titanic or just like above it?
Like inside it, I think.
Like in the water?
Yeah.
In the Titanic?
Yes. That's
What?
That's what the video said.
I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm confused.
I was confused too, because the video barely gave us any information, so our teacher is still trying to research it. Anyways, that kid was like, I bet that rock was planned.
Oh my god.
They were like, my dad, he knows so much about
no.
this stuff. And he was like, all the things going on in the world, y'all, it's not true. It's just distracting you from what's really going
It's
on
all
in the
just a
world.
Seriously.
Seriously. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is so off topic, but when
We're all just part of one giant holodeck.
Did I tell
on
you
the
about the
Enterprise.
sim-looking people that I saw when I was with Kaylee and Bronwyn?
Yeah, you did.
It was so silly.
You said Greenland?
Yeah. It was like a rock. How's everyone's day going?
Yes, how is everyone's day? I hope everyone's having a really good day and that everyone's hoo-haws and winkies are feeling all right.
No, you have to search rock.
Oh my god.
It was a rock.
Okay.
Rock bands.
Iceberg that sank the Titanic.
Wow.
The incredible story of the iceberg that sank Titanic. The glacier which may have sunk Titanic is now moving.
Wait, it's
It was
still
a
there?
Greenland glacier. That's what it was. It came from Greenland.
Oh, my teacher said it was a rock. Like a rock.
Who is this teacher?
It's like,
Is this your ELA teacher?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not teaching you like history or some shit.
no,
Alright,
no.
just checking.
They're just teaching us English.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nothing important.
Yeah. I miss my old history. My old ELA teacher, though. Although all the books she had us reading messed me up on my monthly reading. Every year, I tried to read a new book on, January 1st. I'll pick a book, I'll read it through the month of January, and I better finish by the end of January.
You read really fast.
So that on February 1st, I can pick a new book. And then I'm currently reading this book about, a haunted hotel.
Ooh.
It's basically...
Can I borrow that?
Sure, I'm not done yet.
I meant when you were done.
It's about these 4 or 5 teenagers who got famous because of this girl whose mom died when she was young, and she saw basically this random shadow that just kept appearing in her room for 2 years. So she would get nosebleeds, really, really bad nosebleeds whenever she could see something or something something was about to happen. Basically, they're visiting this hotel in LA. I don't think it's the Cecil. They do mention the woman though, Lisa Lam.
From the Cecil?
Yeah. It was so weird for me at the beginning of the month because I have the whole Anne of Green Gables series, the books. Mm-hmm. I got them in 2020.
Okay.
And so I started reading Anne of Green Gables. And so I was like, I should read all my Junie B. Jones books instead. So I did that and then just forgot about it. And so, March 2nd, I was, on chapter 5 of the book that I'm reading right now. Mm-hmm. It's short chapters. I was like, I have this book that I never finished. So then I started reading Anne of Green Gables. And then I was like, no, I should finish You Truly Assumed. Because I tried to read that back in September.
Right, I thought that's what you were reading.
I had to switch because I was really into the horror one that I'm reading right now.
Yeah.
Because I started trying to read You Truly Assumed back in September, but then I had to read Anne Frank instead for school.
Right.
And that took about 2-3 months to go through because we had to write an essay for each.
Yeah, I needed time to recover from Diary of Anne Frank. I remember when I read that for the first time.
Yeah, we didn't get to recover. We had to read Lord of the Flies after.
That is some seriously intense, back to back. To go from Diary of Anne Frank to Lord of the fucking Flies.
So yeah, I'm currently reading the horror one right now, but I don't know if in April if I should read You Truly Assumed or Anne of Green Gables, because I'm pretty sure on I'm pretty much on the same chapter for both books. Mm-hmm. Which one do you think I should read?
You Truly Assumed.
Okay. Just
because Anne of Green Gables is good. I can confirm that it's good.
Yeah.
But You Truly Assumed, from what you told me about it, I think it has I think you're going to really love the message.
Yeah.
So I think you should finish that one first.
Yeah. 100%. What's been going on in your life?
Other than that lady annoying me last night?
Yeah.
What do you think about,
fungus?
Gross? No. What do you think about clothing, inappropriate versus appropriate? And do you think there is such a thing as appropriate or inappropriate clothing? Now, one thing I do want to preface this, and for people listening, now, I agree when it comes to etiquette.
Yes.
I think there's a time and place for certain types of clothing.
Yeah, don't wear lingerie in public.
Well, honestly, it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, if it goes over a cute top.
If you're at a burlesque show, whatever. Also, I've seen some, bodysuits that are really cute with jeans over them.
Yeah.
I can't hate on it. If you're going to a wedding that has, a
Don't
certain...
wear a white dress.
Well, yeah, but that has, a certain level of formality to it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not talking about stuff like that. I just mean, in general, do you feel that there's a level of appropriate versus inappropriate for women? See, what's really fucking stupid is that I have to ask that in reference to women. Men don't have that problem.
I wish I was a man.
I never fucking hear someone talking about a man wearing something inappropriate.
I want to be able to, this is so stupid, but I want to be able to walk around with no shirt on. I do that sometimes, but I'm in a sports bra.
Right.
But you know what I mean.
Well, that's in here. I don't care how you dress in the house.
Yeah. Or I'll wear a sports bra to rehearsal, but everyone does that.
Right. Well, you're also jumping around
sweating,
and dancing and shit. And I trust the people that you're in shows with.
100%.
I know they would never let anything happen to you.
Yeah. But no, I definitely agree that there's a time and place for certain clothing. I don't think that we should mainly focus on what women are wearing.
I tell you what, and they take every opportunity too, because, say for instance, oh my God, okay, I don't know how to phrase this, but I'm going to try because I know what point I'm trying to make, and maybe you can help me phrase it properly.
Okay.
Okay. People love to judge women and how they dress, okay? They take every opportunity. And they never hesitate no matter how old the woman is. I have seen people judge how toddlers are dressed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get bent.
Like, I will agree.
Like, if it's hot outside, like in the summer, I used to let you wear little shorts.
Yeah.
And like, you know, or like, I would let you wear a two-piece.
Yeah.
When you were little.
I love two pieces.
Yeah, and they were cute.
Yeah.
And people give me shit for it, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, like...
This is a child.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is wrong with you, is my question.
Yeah.
Like, not her, and not me. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, if you can't tell me that, then fuck off.
Yeah. But,
here's what I'm trying to say, that I don't know how to phrase it exactly. So, okay, I'm going to use Heartstopper.
Okay.
As a reference, okay?
Okay.
So, for those of you that have listened to our podcast before, a few episodes ago, we talked about shows that we really love. One of them is Heartstopper. And, again, cannot say this enough. If you've not watched it, watch it.
One of my friends looks like Elle.
Oh, my God. They do look like Elle.
They're so pretty.
I'm never going to get over that. But Elle is the one I'm going to reference.
Okay.
Elle is trans.
Yes.
Okay? So, I'm going to use Elle as the reference.
Okay.
Elle is trans, okay?
I know.
Started biologically male. Is now female, has transitioned, goes to all-girls school, is adorable, beautiful, stunning, love her style.
Yeah.
Guarantee you, before the transition, no one fucking thought twice to judge whether or not what they were wearing was appropriate or inappropriate.
Yeah.
The moment the transition happened, people started questioning whether or not what they were wearing was appropriate.
Yeah.
They will take every opportunity, but yet they want to say that they're not going to acknowledge that she is a she.
Yeah.
But they want to judge whether or not what she's wearing is appropriate. Yeah. So which one is it? You're either going to acknowledge that she's a she, or you're not. And if you're not,
then
why do you complain? Yeah, why do you get to judge what's appropriate?
Yeah.
Because you don't think that she's a she, right? So, like, what's the problem?
There was this.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was this kid in my class. I think it was in the.
And also, she is a she, so like, fuck off.
And like, I said this before, but I love that they got an actual trans actress to play Elle.
Look at that bug bite.
I just love it so much. Oh, ouch.
It hurts.
But I think this was in the club that I was in before. When like everyone was like gay.
Mm-hmm. What?
Everyone is still gay that's in that club. The club that I was in where like everyone was gay is what I like. Yeah.
What?
I was the only straight person there. That one, it was Makeup Club. That's what it was.
Oh my God. I thought you meant you were in a club where you had to be gay to be in the club. And I was like, I don't remember this club at all.
No.
I mean, that's fine, but I don't remember what the club was.
I just forgot the name of the club. It was Makeup Club. And so there was this
Well,
kid.
that's where that's when you started. That was a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that's when you started
like
really
grade.
getting into like
there was
glow up and all that stuff.
There was this trans person in there.
Piper's really good at makeup, y'all. I'll let her do mine.
I'm not.
Yes, she is.
But no, there's this trans person in there, now a woman.
Are they still in your class?
No, they were in like 9th grade.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like...
Oh, that's right. It was
from
like...
6th through like, I think it was 10th grade.
Yeah.
And so they were a gay man. And they were like, hey, guys, I just want to say that I feel like a woman. We were all like, congratulations, we all support you. And they were like, would y'all like to see my coming out pictures? And we were like, of course. And so
they took pictures?
Yeah, and so they had like before and after pictures. And in the before one, they were like wearing like basic man clothing, you know, like some like...
Was it something they just did for themselves?
Clothing. Yeah.
Or was it like a...
It was like something that they just did for themselves.
Oh, okay.
And so, in like the one that like where they were a man, it was like, you know, like how gay men like can be fashionable, and like so they like had earrings. And
I mean, You don't have to be gay to be a fashionable man, but yeah.
No, I know, but like a typical,
I know what you're saying.
like a stereotypical gay man.
Okay.
And then there.
I've also met some gay men that have absolutely no fashion.
Yeah. But then she showed the pictures that she took when she transitioned.
Take your time.
There. And they were wearing this cute, and like there were several pictures, and one they were wearing this cute little like long beach dress.
Aww.
And then in the other they had like a cute little tube top on with like cute little jean shorts, and then another one they had like heels on and like a kind of short dress, but like you couldn't see their butt or anything, so it didn't matter.
Okay.
It like went to like right here.
Alright.
And they had like heels on and stuff, and there was this very homophobic kid in this club. I don't know how they got in there.
I thought you said everybody was gay.
I said except for me and a couple students.
Oh.
And so I don't know how they got in there. I don't know how they survived the first 2 weeks, but they were like, that's really inappropriate for you to be wearing. And we were all like, what? And they were like, I can see everything. And we were like, you can see nothing. Why are you looking? And they were like, well, I just want to say, it's my duty to make sure that people, they were like, I don't care if you're gay.
It's your duty?
They were like, I don't care if you're gay. You just can't be trans.
Excuse
you
me?
were born a certain way. And you have to stay that way.
Oh my God, thank God they were there.
I know, right?
Oh my God.
They changed everyone's lives. Everyone automatically
God.
became straight. It was insane.
Oh my God. They changed the world.
I know.
Where are they now?
Who knows?
Ugh.
I think they were a flat earther.
You know what he should have done?
What?
He should have looked away.
Surprised his mom wasn't there.
I know. It's because his girlfriend didn't cover his eyes. And tell him to look away. I'm really surprised you did not get in trouble.
Me?
Yeah, because you stay starting shit with people that do that. You do.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
Name one time.
I can name 3 times.
Name them.
You sound like what's-her-face on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Sutton. Where she's like, name them. Name them.
I hate her.
Name them. Name them.
Okay, but name them.
I know that you got in trouble literally the very first semester that you were in TNVA because you literally had it out with some little kid in the school chat in class. Yeah, because they were being rude.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, literally in that school for like, what, 4 weeks, and I'm already getting like an email from the principal. Shit. Although, when I asked what happened and she told me, I was like, well, she's not in trouble here. I don't know what you're gonna do, but I'm cool with it. When what's-his-face was calling your lesbian friend slurs in class, and you and, I don't want to say your friend's name on the podcast, but...
Wait, which friend? Oh.
Like, ganged up on him and were like...
Yeah.
Giving him a what for, and your teacher sent me an email. I was like, well, I saw the chat. This boy was saying this, so what happened to him? If he didn't get in trouble, someone explained to me why my daughter and her friend are the ones getting in trouble when he was spouting off these offensive slurs. I just really wanted to touch base on the fact that we've got to stop. Again, everyone has their own, standards when it comes to decency or whatever, but what we need to quit doing is making people feel ashamed of their bodies.
Your body is beautiful.
Yeah. Or like...
You should accept that compliment.
Okay. I accept the compliment. If she wasn't comfortable with that, okay, fine. Don't be comfortable with it. But she had no right to, like, glare at me or, like...
Like, just don't look at it.
Yeah, or get mad at me about it. Like, okay, whatever.
Crabby.
But also, like, okay, it's boobies. Don't be bitter.
Tits are great.
Everyone can appreciate a good set of boobs. That's why they're everywhere in art. Okay?
Like you told me, women's bodies and bodies in general are a work of art.
They are. Her doing that, of course, reminded me of your aunt.
Yeah.
Which then reminded me of the culture that David has told me he's grown up in, where they are literally taught to be ashamed or, you know, I guess, no, ashamed, that's the word it is, of talking about body parts like that. Mm-hmm. And it's just not safe. Yeah. Like, you don't have to talk about it all the time in public. You know, I get that, yeah, me and my friends are going to make jokes, like, when we're together, sure, that's fine. But with you and your kids, it's when I know that parents are, like, teaching their kids, oh, we don't talk about that, or, what are you doing? Put that, like, shh, don't say that. Don't say that. Like, stop. You're teaching your kid to keep secrets about their body, which means that if someone else, God forbid, comes in and does something to your child and tells them to keep it a secret,
they're going to do it.
They're going to do it. Because you have already told them to keep secrets about their body. Mm-hmm. Or that they shouldn't talk about things about their body. Stop.
Yeah.
Just stop doing it. It makes me angry to think about it. Mm-hmm. You know, it used to make, I used to correct my mom and dad whenever they would be with you and you'd say something, you know, about one of your parts and they'd call it a hoo-ha.
Pop gets so offended.
What, when? When I say vagina?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Sometimes. Like, I remember when I was, 9 and he didn't really know that I knew, the terms in a way. Uh-huh. He was like, Christina! And, Doodlebug does that, too. Love them both, but they're like, oh, you said what?
I said the scientific name for her body part. If you want, I can pull out a diagram and teach her every single part.
I like to say breasticles.
I know you do.
It's silly.
But, boobs, vagina, breasts,
breasticles.
Whatever.
Tits.
But, you know,
feet.
I need to know that if something happens, that, one, my child isn't afraid. Because, quite frankly, if someone is stupid enough to say something out of pocket to you, but also to touch you somewhere, I want to know that you're not going to have any problem being like, excuse me, did you just grab my vagina? Out loud, in public, calling all attention to that motherfucker in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I want all eyes to be on whoever the fuck just did that. Because then wherever I am, I'm coming for them. You have nothing to be ashamed of. They do.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. You don't have anything to be scared of. Mm-hmm. They do.
Yeah.
Nothing bad's gonna happen to you, baby. It's gonna happen to them. You didn't do anything wrong. They did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this whole ooh, it's taboo to talk about. Is it though? That shit carries on through life. There are moments now where, you know, I could be having conversations, whether it's with David or one of my friends, and something's happened to them and they feel so awkward talking about it because it concerns their bodies. Mm-hmm. And it's not even the act itself of what happened to them. It's the fact that it has to do with their bodies. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, that had to come from somewhere. Yeah. And I know that I had to outgrow that. And I think I outgrew it when I had you.
Yeah. Because you wanted me.
Because I wanted you to have a different understanding than I did. I wanted to know that you understood your body and you understood that you had the power over yourself and your person at all times, so that if something happened, you had the power to tell me.
Yeah. I love you, Pookies.
Yes, we love you guys. Just to fill you guys in, we will be going until May 10th, and then we'll take a little break for the summer, and then we'll be back in August. So our seasons, if you will, are going to be running through the school year for Piper, and then we'll take breaks during the summer.
Unless I drop out. I'm joking. I would never do that.
Thanks for joining us as always. We'll be back next Friday. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook so you never miss an episode. See you next week.
Love you.